Hey guys, Jimmy Vercellino here, Marine Corps veteran, mortgage loan originator specializing in VA loans. Here's the deal. I'm going to share with you everything that you need to be aware of, right, in order to avoid mistakes when purchasing a home. It's like, yeah, I don't want to make mistakes, right? Costly mistakes that could end up costing me thousands of dollars in unnecessary fees and expenses. I'm getting excited, guys, sorry. But unnecessary fees and expenses that are going to cost me significant, monies over the life of the loan. And that's exactly what I want to cover with you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh, by the way, before I do, right, if you are serious about purchasing a home and utilizing your VA home loan benefit, I'm going to open up my calendar for you. You're welcome to consider clicking on the link below and scheduling a time to speak with me. Yes, Jimmy V, not a member of my team. Yeah, Jimmy, the guy on this video, right? And answering all of your questions about VA home loan benefits. So let's go ahead and get started. Good to go. So the first thing that I want you to know, it's like, look, don't let just anybody work on your VA loan. Jimmy, how do you mean exactly? Well, let me give you an example, right? In the Marine Corps, we're all known as basic riflemen, right? You wouldn't want an infantry Marine like myself working on electrical equipment on aircraft, right? And the reason why is because if Jimmy V was touching some things on that aircraft or that bird, you might not ever get to your final destination, A, on time, or B, if at all. Point that I'm trying to make is simply this. The VA loan is nuanced. If a mortgage loan originator is touching a VA loan and they don't know what to look for, that could literally cost you the home. So work with somebody who has a deep and efficient, proficient understanding of the VA home loan benefit, because I think it's going to make the process much more smoother, right? And allowing you to get into your home quicker and more efficiently. Number two, don't let people talk you out of using a VA loan. I've heard this time and time again. In fact, let me get real with you for a second. Somebody talked me out of using my VA home loan for my first house. Not cool. And people continue to do this, and it bothers me. It bothers me because your VA home loan is by far and away, in my opinion, the most competitive financing product that's available on the marketplace today that allows you as the veteran to build and create wealth. Jimmy, how do you mean exactly? Interest rates are lower, right? Compared to conventional loans, you'll oftentimes see VA anywhere from 3/8 to 3/4 of a percentage point lower than their conventional counterparts. In addition to that, VA loans have no private mortgage insurance. What does that mean? Well, basically you're not paying unnecessary insurance on yourself to the lender every single month in the event of foreclosure. What I'm trying to get at is simply this. You save money when using a VA loan. A couple of other things to keep in mind: the VA loan never expires, never goes away. You can use it as many times as you would like. Heck, you can even have more than one VA loan at a time. So when I see people talk veterans out of using VA home loan benefits, it's oftentimes because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because they're scared of it. They don't understand it. Don't let people do that, right? And if they do, you send them to me and I'll set them straight. So let's move on to point number three. This is going to sound somewhat kind of paradoxical in nature, right? And it's simply this: don't always fall for the lowest interest rate. Jimmy, how do you mean exactly? Well, here's what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes the lowest rate is actually more expensive. And what lenders will do is they'll advertise lower interest rates, right, to get the phone to ring. But what they don't disclose until you get the paperwork, in other words, the fine print, is the actual cost associated with buying down that rate. Getting a mortgage loan needs to fit. How do you mean exactly, Jimmy? Well, it needs to fit by way of monthly payment. It needs to fit by way of cash to close. In other words, we want to custom fit the mortgage to your individual needs. I'm not implying that buying down the interest rate is not a good thing. It just has to fit. And if you're paying additional monies to lower the interest rate by only 1/4 of a percentage point, you're not going to live in the home long enough to justify the break even, then doggone it, it doesn't make sense, as in dollars in cents. So it's important for you to have a conversation and a discussion with the mortgage loan originator up front, understand all of the costs in conjunction with the purchase, so that way you're AJ squared away, ready to roll, and you know exactly what it is that you're getting into, and you're not being taken advantage of by somebody advertising the lowest interest rate. Other thing that I want you to know is don't begin the process without having the necessary paperwork and documentation squared away up front. Many of you that watch my videos, you've heard me say before, there's a couple of forms, mainly the DD-214. We as the lender are going to check on box 24 to ensure that you've been honorably discharged, and from there we're going to get a copy of your COE, the Certificate of Eligibility. This is a form that many veterans don't understand. I have videos on this. You're welcome to check them out if you'd like, but the Certificate of Eligibility, having these two forms up front, is going to save you, in my opinion, a lot of time, energy, and effort, right? And eliminate some of, how would you say, not necessarily the confusion, but eliminate some of the kind of back and forth maybe between you and your mortgage lender, because you've squared away. You've watched Jimmy's videos. You're just one step ahead of the game. Roger that. And the other thing that I want you to know is, like, don't waste time, right? When you get under contract, or when you're working with your mortgage loan originator who specializes in VA loans, has a deep understanding of VA loans, it's like if they ask you to do something, do it. Do it quickly, do it efficiently, and take this stuff seriously, because what you're going to find, what you're going to experience is, how would you say, that that destination towards home ownership, or that journey towards home ownership, you're not going to have as much turbulence. So when they're asking for things like W-2s, tax returns, bank statements, all pages, even if the page is blank, take that stuff seriously, give it to them, so that way they can continue processing your paperwork and get you into your home on time and or ahead of schedule. So these are some mistakes to avoid, right, throughout the home buying process. If you have more questions about how this stuff works, drop a comment down below. I'm happy to answer it. And like I said earlier, if you want to schedule a time with me, I'm going to open up my calendar for the serious veteran or active duty service member that has questions and wants to take the next steps moving forward. My name is Jimmy Vercellino. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.